Finally, I'm at 9 p.m. and I am waning in my um, cognitive powers. I feel like I do better earlier in the day. Um, but here goes. I'm looking at the Wounded Storyteller and some of the notes that stuck out to me. The first one comes from the book saying, here's a quote: "The body is not mute, but it is inarticulate. It does not use speech, yet begets it. The speech that the body begets includes illness stories. Hearing the body and the speech it begets is never an easy task. Although the body has been a frequent topic of social science in recent years, no satisfactory solution has been found to avoid reducing the body to a thin dot dot dot." So I looked at that and I thought, you know, we're endowed with one body and one voice. Actually, not one voice, but of one persona that it embodies the whole person. Um, and I think that when we're young, we think our bodies will last forever. We don't realize that the ravages of aging change so much of what we do. The Wounded Storyteller talked about, how that process of using the time ravages not just changes the narrative, but enhances it by deepening it and enlivening it with wisdom. Not to say that age is always akin to wisdom, but there are things that we learn as we grow older that are much more attuned to the body. The next quote I wanted to talk about was the narrative wreckage. Becoming seriously ill is a call for stories in at least two senses. The first is what Judith Zaruk implies when she writes of losing her map and destination. I was on a route to just working and working and working last year when I hurt myself. And the accident not only slowed me down and gave me the opportunity to think about what my life was about, but it also made me pursue the challenge of mortality, because we're not going to have these bodies forever, or at least not in the traditional sense of where we're living right now. And that I found I find that very enlivening. I found it very gave me much hope for innovation. I thought, things that are superficial, that are so easy to talk about, are not all that interesting, at least to me at this age. And I really enjoy the thought of innovation and deepening my connection to my body. Now, this is another quote from the book. "These stories are told in conditions of fatigue, uncertainty, sometimes pain, and always fear that the ill person into what Dworkin describes as a narrative temporality, the conventional expectation of any narrative held alike by listeners and storytellers, is for a past that leads into a present that sets in the foreseeable future." So I guess again, what I'm saying about the body and how it communicates with us ideas and inspirations is based many times in pain, often in frustration and things that are temporarily inconveniences, or at best things that derail us from what we think we can do. I'm finding that 9 p.m. is not the best time for me to make the readings were very interesting, but I'm finding myself a little too tired to make really rational and astute observations. But it's interesting to see how this works and what I can learn from the process of trying readings and reflections at different times of the day.